Okay, we're gonna start the sound in 3, 2, 1. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Real Talk Podcast, where we're speaking on real matters in real life, right here, right now. Let's talk about it. So I'm Jada. I'm the host.
And I'm DC, the other host.
We don't have a co-host because we're basically the same person.
Exactly.
So. Okay.
I'm gonna what if I posted the prelude like 5 years down the line when we become famous?
That's so real.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna talk about it as if the audience knows.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna give them any context. What was I talking about?
I low-key don't even know.
That's so real.
You low-key lost me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, anyways, we're really happy to start off the first episode. This is technically an assignment, but we really wanted to do this together because we thought the idea would be cool.
We'll talk.
She said the name of the podcast. Yeah!
Today's topic is police brutality and its systemic implications. And our first question will be, what is police brutality?
All right, Ms. J, please tell us.
So, essentially, police brutality is the excessive or unnecessary use of force. This could be at traffic stops, or when someone is getting arrested, or a search, a warrant. Yes, during an unwarranted search. Would you like to add anything to that?
I just want to add real quickly a common misconception with police brutality itself is often it's treated as a political opinion and not an actual civil rights issue. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words. Let me open the document real quick. But
by the way, we have our computers out because we will be looking at the computer, then the camera, just to make sure the information is organized the way it should be.
Yeah, we have a few notes taken. Thank you for pointing that out.
Of course.
But yeah, one of the biggest issues, once again, and I'm just going to read it directly how I wrote it. Commonly, it's viewed as a political opinion rather than an actual human rights issue. Once again, like I said, and what I mean by that is often the issue with police brutality is the fact that when we sit down and have conversations about it, it's treated as if it's a one-off issue and not an actual thing that affects a lot of people, not an actual systemic issue within the police department, right? So it's almost and when you're sitting in a circle of people and politics is brought up, it's immediately shot down. Yeah. So anything that's deemed political in a conversation is immediately thrown to the side because politics is not a conversation to be had in a normal setting, which is an issue in itself. But when we treat a basic human right, essentially, as another form of politics and not humanity, it becomes an issue because nobody wants to acknowledge the significance and the weight of this thing.
And I think also another big thing when it comes to topics like police brutality, a lot of people will just have an opinion and not necessarily actually know what's going on. I mean, we have protests like the BLM protests in 2020, and there have been a lot of recent cases of brutality. So for example, Sonia Massey, she was calling for help because she thought that there was an intruder in her house. The police came over to her house, they responded to her call. They looked around, they didn't find anything, but I think it was the deputy sheriff, he had asked her for ID, and then he told her to take off a boiling pot of water off the stove, and she was saying that there was no reason for her to do that. It's not like she wasn't threatening anybody in this situation, but eventually it escalated and he shot her a few times.
In her own house.
In her own house.
That's
yeah.
the crazy thing. In her own house.
The crazier thing about that is, I mean, there was no need to escalate the situation at all. She wasn't posing as a threat, but you know,
because
there are different. There are certain races that are targeted. A threat to police officers, and it shouldn't be that way, honestly, because you know it's kind of hard to just go about your life if you're just thinking everywhere you go you're just a threat to everybody, you know. And I think her family had gotten like $1 million. I might be wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
So they got like the sue money?
I think so.
Yeah, it makes sense though, because literally at the end of the day, those two officers, wasn't it two?
Yeah, it was two officers. I forgot to mention that the other officer was asking that deputy if he should get the med kit. Said no. So it was obviously, it was very intentional, and especially because he was threatening her. I mean, it just doesn't make sense, honestly.
It really doesn't. And it's just so frustrating because you hear stories like this and you see and understand that these people are not being treated like humans.
Yeah.
These officers are coming into their homes, violating their privacy, and ending their lives.
Yeah.
This is not even the only instance. There have been instances where officers have come into people's work, where very commonly when Black people are pulled over for simply being Black. And there is, I'm going to put that source in the description for sure, that goes into depth and detail about experiences that Black people have, that a lot of the times when we do get pulled over, we don't even feel like we're being pulled over for necessarily like, what's like the professional way to say it? Like reasonable assumption of like, you know, particular behavior. I don't know. I don't remember like the law way to say it, but it's just the fact that like commonly that can be put into question when being pulled over, that's a factor. Like I have to question, you know, whether or not I'm being pulled over because I was over speeding or because the officer noticed that I am a person of color in this car. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. And then any final thoughts? Like, how did you feel about today's combo?
You know, honestly, I think today's combo was really nice. It flowed really well, you know.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, constructive, cohesive, all that good stuff.
I think that, like, I'm just going to put like the credits here so like people see, but then it's just going to be our names. I'm going to make you start editing these videos up, you know that.
So anyways, back to our outro.
Hey, let me say what I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say that was a good conversation. I really, because we talked about like doing the end card, I really want to like do these just so if like the debates ever get heated, like if somebody like just starts arguing and like it gets super angry, I want to like just have like this last segment where it's just, guys, it was just a debate. We don't actually hate each other's guts. And if we do, well, there won't be an end card. So, yeah. With all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
And don't forget to fact check us in the comments, but only if you want to, though.
Please do it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we always leave the resources that we use down in the description. So if you want to just check and see what we got our resources from, don't hesitate. Just go down there. Look, we try to make sure and use the most legitimate,
reliable resources.
Yeah. Wikipedia, YouTube, and Google.
And Fox News.
Yes. If you couldn't tell that was satire, you need to go to bed. Anyways. Oh yeah, leave a like. What should our outro be?
And a comment. Maybe two. I don't care.
Oh wow,
They just had to.
She said leave 2 comments. Oh, I remember what I was supposed to ask you. So what's our like goal today?
So our like goal today, today I'm feeling kind of generous. 10 million likes.
Oh geez, Louise. At least 10.
Million.
10.
Billion.
Oh geez.
There's not even 10 billion people on the earth.
All right, guys, leave 10 million likes on this video.
Actually, if you think about it, no, I'm not cooking. Wait, no. If each person on the I'm getting off track.
If each person on the planet
made 2 accounts, okay? Stay with me now. We would at least get 10 billion likes. Think about it. Because if they use both accounts to like this video and watch it.
But like technically.
I'm cooking.
You know, I'll just let it slide. Even though not everybody in the world has YouTube.
That's why it's a hypothetical situation. DC.
Okay, Jada.
Okay, DC. That was a really long outro.
Yeah, because we still haven't even said like our end quote.
I'm sorry, we just like to talk.
Wait, what should we say?
That's a good question.
Okay, I'm just gonna put an explosion there. Yeah. Okay, goodbye, guys.
Bye.